Sports has always been an important part of my life, especially baseball. It was probably my greatest love.
I love the training, I love the competition.
And as I got older, I made all-star teams and high school teams, and I really thought that there would be a future for me in baseball at the professional level. And then
I was 16, up at Hume Lake in the Fresno Mountains, and was wrestling with a kid I didn't know, and we were just goofing around, boys being boys. And I picked him up and we fell over sideways, and he landed on my head, which bent my spine, and I immediately went completely paralyzed. I couldn't feel my arms, my legs, I couldn't move anything from my shoulders down.
Got a phone call that evening, and probably the worst moment in my life.
Hume Lake called to inform us, and within 30 seconds, her words were, "Brent is paralyzed for life."
the two things that I remember was the doctor telling me that I would never walk again and that I would never pitch a baseball again. And I was totally devastated.
The future of someone who has a spinal cord injury, it's a difficult prognosis. And the ability for them to adapt and motivate themselves is a wide range. And we see the results in people that don't do well, and then we see the opposite extreme in people like with Brent.
I can remember laying in the rehab bed where I knew I had either choose to be angry at the world and always question why this happened, or the other road was to be the best I can with what I have.
I was fortunate that when I was in the hospital, my parents chose to go out and look into sports. So they came to me with, we found tennis, we found rugby, we think it's something that you are going to enjoy to play after your injury. And then once I got out there and tried for the first time to play wheelchair tennis or wheelchair rugby, I realized it was something that I could compete at a high level. And that just kind of lit a fire in me and got me motivated to train really hard. The better I got, the better competition I played, and got invited to be on national teams for both wheelchair rugby and wheelchair tennis. And then was introduced from there to the Paralympics.
Seeing him performing at the Olympics was an amazing experience. He is in his element. He's doing what he loves to do. To see all of his hard work over the last 4 years come to fruition at the Olympics was just amazing.
The ultimate goal was to get a gold medal, but any medal to me was a great achievement. So I was proud to get the bronze medal in 2004 in wheelchair rugby.
I could have been angry. And if I would have chosen that path, I promise you, I wouldn't have graduated high school. I wouldn't have graduated college. I wouldn't be here with you guys. Instead, I chose to battle through that adversity, and it got me to where I am today.
My daughter came home and was talking about how Brent had come to their school and had spoken to them about really persevering and working towards their dreams. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the message my kids need.
I start working myself back up. I go to 2 Olympics. I get inspired. I start writing books.
It's pretty amazing to watch the kids engage with Brent. They hear his story, and to watch them just listen to his message. You know, it goes beyond just, you know, kind of overcoming obstacles. It's also being able to use it to lift people up rather than tear them down, and hear somebody who's actually living the life that he's preaching.
In the very back. I was at an elementary school, and a 4th grader stood up and asked, if I had the power to give you 100% of your body back for just 1 hour, what would you do in that 1 hour? And without hesitating, I said, I would pitch a college baseball game. And he simply just looked at me and said, well, do it. I knew I couldn't throw a baseball again, but I just couldn't get that kid's voice out of my mind. I kept hearing, well, just do it, just do it. And I work at Children's Hospital with kids with spinal cord injuries. And so one day, I walked across the hallway to our occupational therapist's office and just said, hey guys, I want to throw a baseball again.
We had to think about what aspects of Brent's hand function could we use, and then how could we kind of augment that so that not only could he hold the ball, but then also release it.
With my level of disability, being a quadriplegic, I lost function in my legs and my upper body. So for my right hand, that's as much as I can make a fist. And it's not very strong, so there's no way for me to physically hold a baseball in my hand. I have the ability to open my hand, I just don't have the ability to close it.
Being a certified hand therapist, I know the architecture of the hand, and I'm familiar with making splints, which help people position their fingers if they have an injury. And so I basically took the concept of something around a ball, like the fingers of a hand, and how that could be attached to his hand in a way that when he opened his fingers, it would open sufficiently to release the ball. And we've just refined it over and over.
The first time I threw it, the ball went directly in the ground. The next prosthetic, the ball went up in the air. But every prosthetic worked better and better as we've gone on with this process. And I didn't want to make it a part of my speaking programs. But as I got my first program into LA Unified, I was speaking to 5th graders, where a boy in the front pulled out a baseball. And he said, I just thought it would mean something to you. So I saw my glove and my prosthetic, and with all my gear, I didn't have any plans to use it. It wasn't thought out, and we started playing catch for the first time. Being able to throw a ball again, I never thought I'd have that back in my life. And it took a 4th grader to inspire me when it was my job to inspire him. And so what I'm hoping is that it'll show that even after 25 years, when you're inspired, you can do just about anything.
Here's the latest and greatest of the redesigned throwing prosthetic that we've been working on for the last year and a half. That allows me as a C5, C6, 7 quadriplegic with very little hand function to throw a baseball again after 25 years. I'd like to thank the 6th grader at Harborview Elementary in Newport for making it happen. That's the design of what you're looking at. It allows me to pop it on the ball, hold the ball, throw it, and you will be seeing a demonstration of me playing catch with another Brent from Children's Hospital in a minute.
From that star up in the sky, from that mountain peak up high, hey, I made it, the world's greatest.
You'll see me pick up the ball, and we begin playing catch. I'll throw a couple. You can see we've increased speed and distance.